ancient Mayan city of Chactamal, Santa Rita stands proudly at the northern entrance of Corozal town. It was once a trading center and is considered the birthplace of the mestizo culture. That was centuries ago, but now the temple serves as a beacon for the tangible Mayan culture within Belize and Mexico. But what about the non-material cultural heritage of the Mayan people, such as the language and tradition? In an effort to stimulate that rich culture on Thursday night, the reenactment of an old-fashioned wedding took place at the altar.
Voy caminando hacia Guayaquil con los guardianes de las arenas y los guardianes del mar.
You will recall that on the winter solstice of 2012, we celebrated with a reenactment at this temple the wedding of Gonzalo Guerrero, a Spanish conquistador and renegade, to Sasil Ha, the princess daughter of Nachan Khan, the chief of the Chactamal Maya province 500 years ago. A unique historic occasion, because this union and their 3 children made this Chactamal Corozal Ceremonial Center in northern Belize the birthplace of the mestizos, la cuna del mestizaje in all of the Americas, just about 20 years after Columbus's arrival in the Caribbean.
The event was organized by the Corozal chapter of the Belize Tourism Industry Association and the National Institute of Culture and History, and seeks to raise funds for the restoration of the Mayan monument. The idea is to make the Santa Rita Maya Temple a spiritual wedding garden and is open to newly engaged couples, persons renewing their vows, or for those celebrating a milestone in their lives.
I have seen it for my 3rd time here, and really it is still impressive and amazing, you know, and we are sure that the word will get around, and because of its uniqueness, and I think we here are very fortunate to have such a site of this kind, you know, the culture, the history. And one thing, too, that we can brag about is that we are the pioneers here in the whole country, that we thought of this idea of a reenactment. And, of course, the site calls for that. You know, there was a wedding here, so the reenactment that we did has really, really cast an impression to many, many people that have seen it. And I know this will be a very, very good development for our Corozal, especially Corozal.
To ensure that the history of the Mayan people is not lost, students from Corozal Junior College, Guadalupe Government School, and the Ballet Folklorico de Quintana Roo participated in the presentation.
It has been ignored, it has been left alone, if you will, and the reason why we have had a passion to get this site restored is because of its history. We believe that the history of Santa Rita is so immense, so important, you know, especially for the people of the north. And secondly, we also understand, being in the tourism industry, of course, we realize that the development of the cultural tourism component is a very important component of the tourism industry.
Historian Roy Rodriguez also spoke of the Maya Chactamal Corozal Temple project.
It is a complete restoration of the temple, more Maya cultural presentations at the temple, but first and foremost is the dream, the plan to make this ceremonial center a spiritual wedding garden, not only to perform a wedding reenactment as is going to happen tonight, but to perform a real Maya wedding ceremony using Maya rituals.
So we are very hopeful, very optimistic that we will succeed in this project, because we are getting more and more community people involved. If you notice today, we had a very low-key position. It's the community took over, and that's where I see that we are getting the plan, how to get the community involved.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.